Alright folks, in this episode we're going to learn how to unfuck yourself. Like I said at the beginning, you're going to learn what to do and definitely what not to do as you go along with your first time model railroad. I'm showing you this little incline here and the waterfall from the last video. What I've done is glued these risers and track down in place, and now I got a gap back there where you can see the styrofoam. Well, I can't put that great stuff expanding foam back there because we don't know how much it's going to expand, and then it'll ruin my $250 backdrop. So I need about, looks like about 3 feet or so of something to fill in that gap behind the track there, behind the track into the backdrop. And I started with a Sharpie, but it needs to follow a little thing from the top of the waterfall and go down and down and down and down until it meets this other corner that we built back there. So I can guarantee you somebody years from now, y'all may not find it too interesting, said, hey, I ain't fucked myself up yet, so I don't need to unfuck myself. Well, somebody years from now is going to watch this and say, damn, I did the same thing. How do I unfuck myself? Thank you, Dave. So that's what we're going to try to do today. A short little video on how to get that filled in back there. Maybe I'm ditching the styrofoam idea a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is try to build a cardboard skeleton to go back there. So we're going to look on our junk table, which is all for our railroad. Remember I said buy a gallon of glue? This is various tools and shit and scrap that I might use, but I have about a 3-foot cardboard box. We're going to cut that up and use that as the skeleton. That's what my frame came in, that thing I photoshopped, where I photoshopped myself on the train. Here, let me give you a look. So I photoshopped myself onto my little loco, and I blew it up and had it framed. And I put it right there. I thought it looked pretty cool. Hey, I'm going to be permanently riding my rails. If you zoom in here. Hey, there's old Dave on his train. Anyway, long after I'm dead, somebody will come in here. That's a little 12 by 36 frame. There's a place out there, if you do something like that, you can order that for about 16 bucks and $5 shipping. And you can get that poster for about 16 bucks and about $3 shipping. So just if you're ever interested in hanging yourself around your railroad, I got plenty of room for more pictures, and I'm sure I'll put more up there. But let's go back to building this skeleton to go behind this riser. So let's begin by cutting this flap off of this box, the length of it. Alright, now that we have our flap cut off, I've decided to leave that little piece of styrofoam right there, and then I'm going to start, and then we're just going to trace out a rough hill line up to where that water tower is. This video sponsored by Walmart. Save money, live better. Alright, we cut the flap, now we're fine tuning it. See, I drew another little line where I want to cut. I like the rest there. Blah 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 blah, it's going down, but then where I'm going to end is right there, so I want to cut that off right there because that's where the styrofoam ends. So that bottom line there is where the I guess the horizon or the hill is going to be. So let's move on. Alrighty, we've trimmed it, we put it in place, and that's going to be about where it goes. Now I have the choice. Do I use that great stuff expanding foam because it's not going to ruin my backdrop? I'm going to have to sit and have a beer and think about this for a minute.
Just as a reminder, hey, this thing ain't even open. What the hell? What's this, a prop beer?
Sometimes it's good to try to review some videos and learn how to correct your mistakes and unfuck yourself.
Don't buy your rolling stock or anything.
This guy seems to know what he's doing. After a long morning hiatus of watching very educational videos, what to do, what not to do this, do it this way, do it this way, do it this way. I got a little bit of information, but I really don't have anything substantive to apply to what I'm trying to do here. But I got enough little bits and pieces up in my head now, so I think I'm gonna go with my original idea and use this great stuff crap and gap filler. Crap and gap. I like it, man. There it is in the flesh. So since we got this backdrop here, this stuff ain't gonna ruin behind there because this cardboard is protecting it. At least that's the plan anyway. I'm gonna use this in moderation. And I'm going to fill this back down in here because trying to cut a base for that and get it down in there, and then you got it wide over here, and that's going to be too hard. So this stuff dries solid. It'll make its own flat base once it's dry, and it'll be permanent down in there. So that's what I'm going to do. If it fails, y'all are going to be along for the ride. Alright, we're ready to go. What we're gonna do is start filling in the big place back there by the waterfall. And what I've done is I've cut a few pieces of foam. So the idea is I'm gonna put a little bit of that great stuff crap gap filler down in the bottom, and then I'm gonna stick some of that styrofoam on it as filler, so I don't use the whole damn can just in that corner. And then we're just gonna spray it down behind the tracks. Also, probably a good idea, tape off your tracks as best you can so you don't get none of that crap on there. And I brought a roll of paper towels in case something goes awry. So without further ado, let's get started on this. We don't know what's going to happen, but we'll find out. Alright, y'all, you get to see my fat ass on this video, so we're going to start. Shake well. Going to try to make sure this is up to snuff. And we're just going to start spraying in there with a small base layer. Okay, now that that's in there, I'm going to start putting my foam in there. I cut a few little pieces that I'm going to stick on top as a filler. I want to make sure this is level when it dries. And then I'm going to put I forgot what order these go in. This is the styrofoam just so I don't use the whole damn can, because it's eventually going to expand. And I don't know, we'll stick this one down there. It's just filler is all it is. Now we'll go over that a little bit more with some more. Oh, my ass is probably in the way. Now, knowing the fact that this stuff expands massively, I don't care about back there because I want it to come all the way up here to the ridge. But this stuff up by the track, I don't want it to come up over this track elevation too high. Now we're going to fill in this smaller part with this little gap right here. Let's get that roll of paper towels out of the way. Go, great stuff, do your job. A lesson to be learned. I've glued everything down up until that bridge. From now on, I'm building my mountains and hills first, then laying the track afterwards, because yeah, this was a learning experience, y'all. Build from the back forward. That's all for now. Let's come back later.
Alrighty. It's had enough time to dry and get in on there a little bit. We're gonna have to carve it back with a like a saw blade or little blade or something to trim it all down so it won't look so I guess bulky or knobby, or we want it to look like more like that Rocky face over there. So, but you can see this thing dried pretty darn hard. So we're gonna go back in and I sort of like the way that looks, but we're gonna carve it out and make it look a little bit better. Alrighty, kiddies. Here's what we have for you today. So this little spray foam is all dry here. And what you can use for this is this handy dandy, what we got here is a little pumpkin carver. Pretty neat. So you can just go along in here and you can shape this the way you want. All right, folks. Now that we've got that chiseled away, we used a little bit of a bread knife, an X-Acto knife, and a little pumpkin carver. Now, I didn't want to try to make this thing look like rock, but it might. So the last thing you want to do is vacuum it all out, and then just take a couple little cars and just push them along there and make sure they aren't going to hit anywhere, because you might have to go back over it and chisel it. We ain't gonna have no problem there. I am worried about that corner back yonder though. Man, that's pretty close. See, I might want to chisel that out a little bit right there. I guess in our next episode, we're gonna do a tunnel. How's that? We're gonna do a homemade tunnel. Till then, this is Dave.